In your living room. Didn't get that far. You know, come on, what's a building? Wood. Wood with brick veneer. Here's that Tampa bank building crash that alleged, about a 15-year-old admirer of OBL stole a plane, and he didn't get that far. Here's the tail, the horizontal stabilizer tail. It's hanging in there, and then here's another piece of the plane, but the building is going to chew this plane. Here's Corey, what's that? Corey Lytle, the New York Yankee pitcher, had a little accident on the east side of New York City, Manhattan, and here's the damage. Take a look. I was curious about, that doesn't show up that well, but if you look at the ceilings there, they aren't black. They aren't blackened or charcoal. I was interested in that. And then you can see, I suspect that this picture has enhanced the fire. This is from Fox News. I don't know why I don't trust them, but here's the aircraft, an SR-20, four-seater. You can see it's a little bitty thing. And here's debris below the impact zone.
Morgan, they also would have aviation fuel, gasoline, not kerosene, diesel.
Right, avgas in this light plane.
Gasoline is far more volatile.
Yeah, true. But it didn't look like the damage. I won't go into that detail, but the pictures didn't exactly match up. Here's more debris. You need debris below the impact zone to convince me there was a crash. Now we have bird strikes, birds impacting airplanes. I like that one. It looks so cool. It's almost like a put-up job, but yeah, that's a twin-engine commuter plane. Here now we're talking more major aircraft. Here's a bird strike on that airliner. Here's a couple of bird strikes, right? Got into a flock of geese or whatever. Now here's parking lot accidents, right? Intersecting tail sections and horizontal stabilizers. They can't be going too fast, I figure, right? Here's a Continental Airlines airplane at Newark. It had a 5-mile-hour little accident with the terminal there. Yeah. No one was injured, by the way. The duck, head for the cockpit door, guys. Here's one of these little baggage handler. These little baggage handler things are steel, though. They're going to rock you. Here's a 737 having a rough time landing, losing a wingtip. Whoop! I scraped the concrete. Something fell off. Here's one. This is my favorite, really. This is Little Rock, because I live near Little Rock, Arkansas. In 1999, this is an MD. It might be an 80, which of course was absorbed by Boeing. But this is a major airliner. There were 13 fatalities out of 143 aboard. What it did was encounter those steel cables there, which is part of the approach lighting. It slid off the runway one evening in bad weather. This fuselage broke in 3 big parts, and you can see it just is a complete wreck. Well, here's another. I love these parking lot accidents. Here's a 747. Whoops! I didn't clear the drainage ditch. I was on the away from the hangar over to the terminal, and I lost directional control here. Whoops! This plane is near being totaled. Well, I wouldn't total it, but it's going to cost you a lot of bucks to repair this little 5-mile-an-hour get-off. Okay, here's a 747 that took off in rain out the wrong runway with construction equipment on it. It's a 747. That plane is history and a lot of people with it. Here's a plane that slid off the runway in Burbank, California. That was the year 2000. Everybody wants to look at the gas prices. You know, half of what they are today in California. And here's another picture. You can see that the left wingtip has been sliced off. I don't know if it was this pole, but there's some debris down here. At any rate, the plane starts coming apart pretty easily. Now here's the Aloha Airways event. Really?
I saw it. I was in KD Lagoon, which is the crash landing area right next to Honolulu Airport. I saw that airplane take off, come back, and half of it was gone.
Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. Metal fatigue caught up with this plane. Only one person died. A flight attendant was swept out, and they landed this thing safely. I mean, it lost a lot of longitudinal structural support there. Well, here's how they build planes. Let's look at them under construction. Coffin Man put up some of these pictures. Here's a 767 under construction. They're about to, well, let's get these parts together. The rear fuselage and the center section. I'm not sure that, but it looks like a 757 to me, but that's Boeing. Or here you go. I call that, hollow aluminum tube. Okay, a big boy beer, the quart size. Whatever, it's just... Okay, run for me. Run. There you go. Commuter plane crash. That left wing, I don't know if you can see it, just drops right off. Hard landing. Okay, here's an MD-80 under a test flight 1982 at Edwards Air Force Base in Southern California. Isn't that Southern California? Ouch. Hard landing. Oh, well, they fixed that. Don't worry about getting on these planes anymore, okay? They fixed that. Yeah. Here's an Airbus 320.
By designing the pilot out of the cockpit.
Yeah, the sound, audio doesn't matter.
Is the first fully automated plane.
It's going to try to fly through a couple trees here. Whoops! It's not plowing through those trees real good. Oh, no. Okay, there's your strength for airplanes. How strong is steel? That looks pretty strong to me. What is that, a 10, 15-ton rock leaning against the edge of that truck bed? Yeah, sledgehammer, 9 pounds, and you put me on the top of that plane and let me wail on it some. And then here's you've seen the towers, big beefy beams. Okay, issue, Newton's laws of motion. I've got them as stated by Sir Isaac Newton in 1687. And the one I want to focus on is the third. We know planers had a big go-around about this. What did Professor Newton say? To every action there is always opposed and equal reaction, or the mutual, the mutual actions of two bodies upon each other are always equal and directed to contrary parts. Let's go further on Newton's third law. For every action there is an equal in size and opposite in direction reaction. So here's a classroom example to get us to get our minds around Newton's third law. An unfortunate bug strikes the road. Pardon me, I skipped a line. An unfortunate bug strikes the windshield of a bus moving down the road. Quite obviously, this is a case of, well, interaction between two objects. And therefore, Newton's third law of motion, if true, applies. The bug hit the windshield hit the bug. Which of the two forces is greater? The force on the bug or the force on the bus windshield? Volunteers? The ace doesn't count. He can't. Well, my wife said the force on the bug is bigger.
It's equal.
Equal! Each force is the same size for every action, da-da. The fact that the bug splattered